All right, all right. So, oh, he spelled it backwards. This motherfucker. He spelled it back. He spelled it backwards. You sick motherfucker. I'm looking at his shirt. Yo, so I watched Amazing Lucas. He be saying some stuff that I be fucking with. I mean, not everything, but I do fuck with some of the stuff that he be saying. But this one in particular, um, I'm thinking that this is the video where Nick Fuentes of all fucking people, is telling his group, he's telling his group to vote Democrat. Just let that sit with you, my nigga. Let that shit sit with you. Not just that, but I remember seeing another lady that I follow. She said that I'm not a Democrat by far, but if y'all were to ever vote Democrat, this is the time to do it because of everything that's going on with. Now, mind you, Nick Fuentes, he's not saying to vote Democrat because of what's going on with how they're gutting the laws or whatnot. Well, he could be, because I think Nick Fuentes is Mexican, isn't he? He said he's Mexican American. So this would harm him too. If we were, as Black American people, if we were to basically be, our 14th Amendment was to be changed or amended again, right? The Constitution was to be amended, right? Then he would also have to get the fuck on. Like we don't know where we will be as far as, like, I guess they gonna send us back to Africa and we just gonna be over there just chilling. But I'm being facetious when I say that, because it's like, where the fuck do we go? It's just that we wouldn't have any rights in this country. But I think this is the video of him saying basically that he wanted his group, his base, to start voting Democrat. I just don't understand. Like, we have people like Trump, we have people like Fuentes, we have people like Kirk that will have these groups of people with this group thinking mentality, right? And they will just trust it. They will just trust it. Not all. There's some radicals. Clearly, there's some radicals on both the left and the right. Let's just keep it a buck. But they'll believe everything that they're saying, and it's kind of like, well, doesn't that go against everything that he said before to y'all? If he's telling y'all to vote Democrat, doesn't that go against everything he fucking said? Everything he said. So does that then mean that there are cases where you do have to see the other side? And in those cases, do you think to yourself, which is probably a hard fucking ask, but do you think to yourself, well, why is it that they're telling me to go to this side? Is it because maybe I should be thinking about how this not only impacts black people, but also will impact me? And if that's the case, what other bills, what other laws, what other policies that affect specifically black people, black American people, that can affect all people? And it's just basically black people are like the guinea pigs, for lack of better words. Yvette Carnell always says this one quote, that black American people are the first to eat black American failure. Well, excuse me, I said black American. Eat the failure. Eat the failure of America. Neighborhoods, schools, policies, you know what I mean? Mental health, hospitals. It's death. You know what I mean? Like unions. Like, it does not matter. Laws. Capitalism. Understand what I mean? We are the first that they test their whatever laws and policies in our neighborhoods, in our school, with our families, when we go to the hospitals. We are the ones. And then it slowly starts to trickle into other groups of people, whether it be white women, whether it be white men, Asian, Latino. It slowly starts to spread, but it's very quiet. It's very insidious.
Oh my goodness. So, as I've told you guys before, that many of these races will chop off their nose to spite their face.
Yeah.
That Lyndon B. Johnson quote that I constantly bring up, that has done some serious.
If you can convince the lowest white man, I just said this shit. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice that you're picking his pocket. I just said this. The spreading of, if it's affecting just black people, you can pick his pocket and he won't notice. He'll give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you. I just said this shit. It's crazy.
Harm to the white community. And the reason why I bring it up is because we have our favorite gay Mexican, Nick Fuentes. And he's basically confirming what I said. He's essentially said that, hey, he wants a Great Recession. He wouldn't have a problem with a Great Depression if it means having a white country.
I think absolutely anybody, especially anybody that watches my show, would prefer that we undergo another Great Recession or Great Depression if we could be in a white country.
What? Now, I want you to understand.
It's the same white man that when the police pressed his ass, I think it was ICE, but when the police pressed his ass, he was like saying, and this is before ICE was actually here. Let me stop saying that because I think this is ICE before ICE was here. But he was like, yeah, I'm Mexican American. And I'm like, why the fuck are you bringing up the fact that you're Mexican American? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, why is he bringing up the fact that he's Mexican American? I think that he knows how much that can be looked at as, I'm not them. I'm not them. You know what I mean? But needless to say, it was just weird. They had him on some video where he was talking about how he's Mexican American.
How insane that is, okay? Because during the Great Depression, the self-deletion rates skyrocketed, all right? And I want you to understand who that also is going to hurt. It's not going to hurt people like him. They don't have a problem. He's making good money, and he's making good money off of the people that he wants to harm. The people that would be harmed in this Great Recession,
that look
this
like
Great
him.
Depression. The white ignorance, okay? The middle class base of the Republican Party that listens to him. The people who actually give him the super chats and donations that provide his livelihood, he wants to throw them aside to have a white country.
Damn.
As long as I guess they have a base of white people in the country that it resembles a white country. I don't know what that means. How many brown and black people would have to go for it to resemble a white country? And just to interrupt for a second, and what's even crazier is that there are probably people who would agree with that. Now, I would argue the majority wouldn't, but there are definitely some, the staunch racists, who are actually like, yeah, take my arm, take my leg, as long as we have a white country. But what does that give you? That gives you nothing. You're just going to be poor in a white country.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
And that goes to my second point when it comes to Lyndon B. Johnson quote, because he even says it. He says that, hey, it doesn't have anything to do with the economics. Has nothing to do with that. That everyone would not have a problem having less.
We see it. There are literally poor white people that have the kahunas and the gumption and the caucasity to say to poor black people, well, at least I'm not a nigga. Well, at least I'm not a nigga. And I feel like that Paul Mooney. Wake up, nigga. Wake up, nigga. Nigga, you a nigga. I mean, I'm being facetious when I say that, but they look at you just like us. They look at you just like us. And you are so wrapped around this. At least I'm not a nigga. At least I'm not a nigga. And that this country fuels that thought. It fuels that thought with the policies, with the way that it goes about the predatory behavior, the neighborhoods that they use. But mind you, white people be having poor neighborhoods too. And they're just as predatory, just as manipulative. But again, in their head, in a lot of those white people's head, at least I'm not a nigga. And we trying to Paul Mooney y'all ass like, wake up, nigga. Wake up, nigga. You feel me? Again, I'm being facetious, but y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you hear what I'm trying to say with the Lyndon B. Johnson quote, as long as they were literally saying, as long as you are mad at the nigga, we can pick your pockets. We don't fuck with neither one of you niggas. We actually fucking both of y'all. But as long as you focus on him, we good. We good. Because it's a lot more. If it's kind of like if white people, specifically the white lower class that basically runs behind Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, and Trump, if y'all knew how much power y'all could have to change this country, because we can only do so much as black people. Let's just keep it a buck. Y'all put our towns underneath water, aka Lake Laniers and all of the other lakes around America. Y'all gerrymander our communities. Y'all destroy our farms where we don't have any black farms, i.e. Santos, the Santos seed. If, like, again, wake up, nigga. You feel me?
Stuff that, as long as it was a white country, as long as their neighbor was white.
Everybody knows that's true. So no, it's not about economic opportunity. We would all prefer to have a smaller house and maybe a smaller TV and a smaller backyard and a smaller car. We would all prefer to have less if it meant we could have more white neighbors.
How many of y'all believe that he really believes what he's saying? How many of y'all, that fucking pod room that he's potting in ain't even fucking small? Okay? How many of y'all really believe that shit? And the thing is that I think that there are some that do believe it. They think that he's genuinely coming from the bottom of his cold, decrepit heart. They really do believe that shit. Again, to the white people. Wake up, nigga.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
Electrolytes.
Now, I want you to think about this, because this is something that I joke about all the time. Is that you have Bubba in Arkansas, farting in the bathtub, complaining about black people in Chicago.
Toast.
He lives in a shack, right? He's got roaches all over the place, but he's calling, LeBron James or, Tiger Woods or something in the N-word, where these people have associated their whiteness, the color of their skin, to mean some status symbol to them. And that's ironic because because their tangible assets are nothing. Their tangible assets are the mayonnaise and the roach in the mayonnaise.
The roach in the mayonnaise? Yo, I'm so done with that, bro. Listen, I fuck with mayonnaise. I know. I'm one of them black people that need some mayonnaise on my sandwich. Some black people be doing the mustard. I don't be doing the mustard. I need mayonnaise. I'm sorry. I know. It's blasphemous. I know. But I'm sorry. I be going to Jason's Deli. Boy, if you don't put no mayonnaise on my damn sandwich, that dry ass motherfucking sandwich, shit. I need that damn mayo. And you better damn not have no damn bugs.
But you have to understand that their skin color, right? As Paul Mooney would say, they have the complexion for the protection. Their skin color is more than enough to substantiate their appetite. To have them completely ignore their conditions in this country and be like, well, hey, I'm better than the black guy. I'm better than the Latino guy.
At least I'm not a nigga.
Because I'm white. But they have nothing, they own nothing, and they are nothing. And they look like nothing. But they have whiteness. And
wake up, nigga.
that is honestly, we got to do a book, or Dr. DeGroy has to do a book on post-traumatic white syndrome. That's what we have to do, and really analyze how this mindset has eroded away white America, has eroded away and completely poisoned the white community. But what I also find mind-blowing is that we're now coming across foundational white American logic.
I think this is what he might say.
I kid you not, because he's talking about, hey, white Americans, you got to vote against Vivek Ramaswamy, all right? Because Vivek Ramaswamy recently won the gubernatorial race, and he's the main guy for the Republicans. He's like, yo.
So he wins the Republican nomination for Ohio governor, and they're saying vote against him because he's not white. This is crazy.
Anybody but Vivek. We got to vote, Democrat. We got to hold our nose and vote Democrat to relay a message to the Republican Party that we're not going to take it anymore.
Well, not everybody's going to like this. But in November, there's going to be 2 candidates that can win on the ballot in Ohio. And it is Acton on the Democrat side and Ramaswamy on the Republican side. And so I'm going to be calling on everybody to be going to Ohio, and we're going to give people a choice. You have an option. Stay home. But I think if you really want to make a difference and help, we're going to have to hold our noses. And we're going to have to vote Democrat.
What the hell did you just say?
We can take one L. We can take a one-term ordinary Democrat for 4.
He's doing all of this just because he's an Indian. That's the only reason. The Republicans is the one that actually made him be. But because he's an Indian, brown-skinned man, that's the only reason. That's the only reason. That's crazy.
4 years and then throw her out. Let's just get a re-roll the dice. Hopefully in 2030, Republicans get the message. They give us somebody we can vote for. That's how we have to play.
And I'm like, bruh, this has got to be an op. This has got to be some type of psyop, fam. This is insane. Because it's an exact mirror. And this is something I've said when it comes to the black ignorant and the white ignorant. The black ignorant is just a mirror of the white ignorant. It's all their talking points, everything.
No, he got a point. He got a point, because I'm thinking about the aspect of the black ignorant. What he's talking about, the black people that tell you to slight the Democratic Party, we have to vote Republican. They're not giving you nothing. They're not asking for nothing. I mean, but we do have to vote Republican to slight them. Like being responsive politics rather than being proactive with your politics. You know what I mean? And being responsive with your politics, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? You're moving out of emotion. Yeah, I get
it's
that.
It's a mirror of these
that.
people.
I get that.
To now, where their own political strategy is the same. Oh, we're gonna vote. You know, we don't owe the Democrats anything. They haven't done anything for us in 60 years. We're gonna vote Republican.
Yeah,
and now
I get
you
that.
have the white ignorance talking about, well, we don't owe Republicans anything.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything.
I get that. I'm not gonna hold you. I get that. I had to look at it and like, wait a minute. He's out of line, but he got a point.
For us, in 6 years, we're gonna vote Democrat. Fam, this is surreal. It's surreal to hear this because it's the same tactic.
It is.
It's reductive logic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
illogical at its
I get that.
base. Instead of what's his name, Nick Fuentes, actually campaigning for Vivek's, challenger. I think it was Casey Putsch or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of him actually going and campaigning for this guy, since he didn't want Vivek to win, what does he do? He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when it comes to a lot of the fulfillment by Amazon and ADOS and all these other groups of people who are complaining about the outcome of the elections, but they didn't do anything to change.
Now, calm down. ADOS is doing something. Now, you may be talking about FBA, but ADOS has a policy. ADOS has a actual website. Like, ADOS definitely conducts themselves more official and more ethical than a lot of those other quote-unquote fringe groups of black people, black politics, black American politics specifically. Like, some of these I've come across black people on these fucking internet streets that talk about, well, slavery must not have existed because we never seen the slave ships. I had to I stopped watching the live right then and there. And it was a woman. It was a black woman. And it hurts me because it's like, not only do you have misinformation and she was grown. She wasn't young. She was grown. You have black people that would talk about aspects of, well, we already been here. We were the original black Native American. They talk about the black Native American, they talk about the Moors, they talk about the black Mexican people, and I'm like, where is the fucking data? What's the stats? Because you are giving us stories that have been told, but you're not giving us actual data of names, history. You understand what I mean? I get the aspect of ancestors passing along family tradition and family stories, but I need more than that. I need data. I need stats. I need to see exactly. Cause if I want to look at data of my history, yeah, my mama, my grandmother, she could possibly have Blackfoot Indian in her tribe. I mean, in her history and her bloodline. You understand what I mean? As far as where she came from, is, feel me, like sharecroppers and all that. But as far as like before that, I like, yeah, like I get the aspect of we probably do have Native American in our blood, but don't get it twisted. That Native American, there were Native Americans that were, integrating with black people. And even still, it was on some Nick Fuentes shit. As long as I'm not a nigga, I'm okay. There's still to this day a percent, like a drop percent rule inside of a lot of those, I'll say a lot, but I'll say some of those Native American groups where if you look too black, they're gonna side eye you. If you look too black. And that sounds crazy to even say, if you look too black, right? But it's the truth. They're going to side eye you. They're going to be like, yeah, you may know our traditions and speak our tongue, but you don't look like us. They not like us type shit. You feel me? And again, wake up, nigga. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll watch the rest of the videos. Yeah, wake up, nigga.